Well, here's to our first book club.
I'm really excited to start this book club. I've been needing to read. I swear I've been losing brain cells by watching non-stop reality TV between work calls.
Right? And all that never-ending scrolling I wound up doing on social media, reading about which celebrity is hooking and not hooking up in quarantine, like,
Same. Which is why I'm so glad we're starting off our book club with this brilliant academic-based biography.
Guys, I've been waiting all week to talk about this book.
Yes. What a crazy life she lived.
Yeah. She was truly one of the most iconic women of the 20th century. I mean, when I was reading about all the drama she went through while making glitter.
That's not the thing.
We all read the new Eleanor Roosevelt biography.
But I thought we all agreed to read the new biography of the First Lady of the World. Mariah Carey?
How is Mariah Carey the First Lady of the World?
Oh, I don't know. She's had 2 #1 Billboard charting Christmas hits. You know Christmas, the global holiday. I mean, what has Eleanor done on a global stage?
She literally was a UN ambassador.
Yeah, and not to mention, she completely revolutionized the First Lady position way before Michelle.
Okay, firstly, don't shade Michelle. And secondly, does Miss Eleanor have an award-winning larynx? That 5-octave range may be a bit much for Miss Eleanor.
Eleanor was integral in establishing the 48-hour work week, minimum wage, and abolishing child labor. I mean, talk about range.
Mariah had one of the most iconic MTV Cribs episodes of all time.
That's great, but like, Eleanor Roosevelt had to overcome so much. Her mother died from diphtheria, and her father, an alcoholic confined to a sanitarium, died after jumping from a window during a fit of delirium tremens. Then, she lived through the Great Depression instead of the cushy end of the century.
Sure, but Mariah lived through the low-rise jean era of the early 2000s.
I am sorry, but you cannot compare Mariah Carey and Eleanor Roosevelt. I agree. Both can exist as icons, but they're not on the same level.
Really? You don't think so? Well, you tell that to a young Mariah who grew up in an example of how the system fails American families in a toxic home environment, faced with the multivariances of her identity at a very young age and bullied. That young girl still knew deep down that she was meant to sing and share her voice with the world. She was offered the opportunity of a lifetime, but it unfortunately led her into a very horrible, abusive relationship. We all can't be lucky like Eleanor and privileged to marry old Franklin on wheels. But yet, she still persisted and revolutionized R&B. Doesn't her determination, bravery, and creativity match that of Miss Eleanor Roosevelt? Let's also not forget the toxic masculinity that she dealt with on a regular basis thanks to one Marshall Mathers.
Wow. I never knew that about Mariah Carey.
Exactly. Shame on all of you for not seeing beyond that facade of the perfectly windblown hair and her bare midriffs.
I'm sorry, Lucy. You're right. She really is a true feminist icon that deserves to be in the same field as Eleanor Roosevelt.
I am so glad that I could enlighten you all on this deeply important academic text that is truly about intersectional feminism through the eyes of one woman's incredibly remarkable story.
Maybe she's like the Eleanor Roosevelt of the 90s.
No. No, sweet Ashley. I think what we've learned here today is that Eleanor Roosevelt is the Mariah Carey of the 1930s.
Whoa!
I know. It's okay to cry. It's okay to cry. Mariah would want you to cry.